Got the car in the air again today. We are trying to find an issue where it runs good for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then once it's up to temperature, it wants to act like it's running rich. So I had previously gotten a check engine light for an oxygen sensor. I had moved the sensors side to side. I swapped these extensions I have from side to side, and still acts the same way. Cleared the check engine light. It hasn't come back yet. My old setup is a Speed Engineering O2 sensor extension that came in the mail and was still too short. So I took it upon myself to lengthen it about another 2 feet. You can see that's what this random wire is here. I think the issue is the fiberglass coating I have in here. Sorry, the fiberglass sleeve was still touching the headers at some point, and it was melting the plastic loom. You can see like here, it melted the plastic loom. It got real hot in there, and I think when it gets too hot, it's giving different resistance through the wires, which is throwing the signal off and probably telling the car it's running lean, so it's dumping more fuel and making the car run rich when it actually doesn't need it. So what I'm going to do today is cut my old extensions off. I got some new wire back here. This is like a higher quality, thicker gauge. This is 18. These ones are 16 gauge, so a little bit thicker gauge. I'm not using the fiberglass sleeves anymore. I bought these from DEI. These are a titanium heat sleeve. These are on Amazon. They actually weren't too bad. Maybe like 20 bucks for this shorter one and maybe 30 for the longer one. But this one's a little too short, this one's too long, so I'll make 2 sleeves that are the correct length and probably just tape them together or something. But hopefully these will help shield this from the heat next to the headers, and I'm going to try to route it in a way that doesn't get it so close. Okay, so here's the final result. I think I could have cut this one a little longer just so I could feed it down inside there a little better. I'll probably tape this joint and you won't ever see it, which means I think this one goes up top and this one's underneath the car, so this one will be right behind the firewall. You won't even see it back here. That's what it looks like under the hood. Here's the other side. Not a huge fan of like the frayed ends, but do for now. Then let me show you what it looks like under the car. All right, so you can kind of see it coming down there. Goes by the headers. I ran it as close as possible against, I guess, like the firewall. You can see it coming by here. I cannot get the end of this zip tie to break off, so it's just getting wrapped around. It's close to the header, but it is not touching like it was before. And I have all the excess zip tied back there. I'm just using stainless steel zip ties where applicable. You can see it's close, but not touching. Better than before. Let me see. Might not be able to see it from here. But either way, this is the final product. Hopefully that's enough room and airflow to keep it from burning. I guess time will tell. We will see. But while I was under here, I did notice, look at this oil leak. I think this is coming from like the front crank seal, which I replaced. It's not coming from here, and it's not coming from the oil pan, because I can kind of see it. And it looks okay all the way into the front. I had taken this off earlier and looked. I'll try to include that clip. do have a catch can here that came with it, but I was using the stock oil cap, and the oil cap that came with this kit had this filter on it, but didn't fit the car, so I took my stock oil cap off. Let's see. Oh. Stock cap off, I drilled a hole and then put the filter on it with some like JB weld. Oh, I gotta put that back. But yeah, just JB welded it to the top of the cap. That's how it was earlier. Hopefully that'll help relieve some crankcase pressure. Here's what we ended up coming up with to help vent crankcase pressure. East Coast Supercharging sent me something similar, but you see how this one has a cutout on both sides? The one they sent me only had a cutout on one side, so it didn't even fit. So I took my stock one, got the accumulator here, drilled a hole through the cap, then JB welded this on top and had a few issues with it staying on, but it's good to go. It's just, you know, venting. It's not necessarily holding back pressure or anything, but that'll work for now. I think I will end up getting a better catch can set up because I'm just using that other small one that East Coast Supercharging sent. Probably get that Mighty Mouse one that ends up mounting over here. But for now, we'll see if that helps with the leak. I also got some U-channel here to put on the edge of this, just so I don't have a sharp aluminum edge. So let's get this put on. So that's 10 feet. Just had maybe a foot left over. Definitely cleans up the edge. I like that a lot. And then now I don't have to worry about kicking it and cutting myself. So after a very long cruise this weekend, no more issues with the O2 sensor extensions. I think those are running good. However, we did run an issue where the fans did not come back on the car towards the end of the cruise. So the car overheated, I had to shut it down, let it cool. And then I got on the highway where the fans shouldn't be needed to cool the car, and the car was still running at like 240 degrees the whole way home. So I have some other cooling issue going on here, so that's going to be my next project. But you know, you solve one problem and you create another. So I'm going to be looking for some new fans set up, maybe redo the radiator. I'm not even sure. I feel like I have a water pump issue or a thermostat. This has the 160-degree thermostat in here. After the long cruise, I did check to see if my oil leak was gone, and I do believe this is helping vent out that extra crankcase pressure, so I no longer have that oil leak you saw previously.